Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Elets Innovation Talk. This morning, we have with us, we'll be doing a panel discussion, and we have with us as panelists Mr. Venkatesh, who's the Venkatesh R, who's the co-founder and head enterprise channel management. From Mobotix, we have Mr. Philip Antonio, vice president sales, and from Pixuate, we have Akshata Curry, co-founder and chief operating officer. Today, we will talk about the challenges that COVID situation has thrown and the crisis that the whole world is seeing, and how our alliances and our initiators can help leverage technology to face and mitigate this challenge. I invite each of our panelists to give a brief introduction and a bio about yourself, beginning with Akshata. Over to you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Akshata, co-founder of Pixuate and CEO as well. Thank you, Priya, for this opportunity, and welcome, Mr. Venkatesh and Philip. I represent here Pixuate. Pixuate is an AI-based video analytics software company. We specialize in analytics like facial recognition, automatic number plate recognition, and recently for the COVID, we have launched thermal analytics, which will primarily help in contactless analytics like thermal reading for people and other analytics like social distance check and mask detection. I personally come with around 8 years of experience across early stage businesses and growth stage businesses, and I handle operations, business development, and fundraise for the company. Yeah.
Thank you, Akshata. Thank you so much. Mr. Venkatesh, if you can briefly tell us about yourself, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm the co-founder of iValue InfoSolutions. It's a 12-year-old organization. So we started in 2008. Today we are present in about 10 locations across India. Besides that, we also have presence in Sri Lanka and Africa. So our core focus has always been data network and application management. And we have a team of 175 plus people across India who are addressing these requirements. We represent about 40 odd vendors in India as their value-added distributors. Okay, and Pixuate is a new sign-up for us. Mobotix we have been representing for a few years now. And personally, I have an IT experience of close to about 24 years. And in the IT security domain, I have been there for the last 20 years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Philip, if you can just briefly tell us about yourself, sir.
Of course. Pleasure to see everyone. My name is Philip Antonio. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Europe Southwest, Middle East Africa, India, and Asia Pacific at Mobotix. Mobotix is a German manufacturer of IoT solutions revolving around video. So we actually have a hardware-based solution which is very focused on return on investment, on quality, on cybersecurity, and making sure that the products we produce and the solutions we have actually assist and help different applications and people all over the world. And we're present, I think at the last count, in about 194 countries around the world, either directly or through partners. And yeah, pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I just wanted to begin this innovation talk by highlighting this association between iValue and Pixuate and Mobotix. If Mr. Venkatesh can shed some light on the recent association that you've had to put us everyone on the same page.
Yeah, Pixuate has been a very new sign-up for us, and I've been working and talking to them for the last 3 to 4 months. But now I find the solution to be not only relevant to the today's challenges that we are facing globally and also nationally. what I find very interesting about Pixuate is that along with, of course, we have a world-class solution from Mobotix where they have integrated the solution together. The key thing, every person now, as their lockdowns are over, the world is opening up. People are still afraid to go to offices or to their workplaces. This is one solution that definitely addresses this key challenge very well. Okay, it not only makes it contactless, it's very precise. Okay, it ensures that we have the right kind of security environment. While I may go to the office, I may not be sure uh, how safe is it to work in office. Okay, how safe is it? How do I ensure that I maintain a physical distance? How am I sure that everybody will wear a mask? So these are kind of things that you cannot monitor. If there are, you can monitor maybe up to 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, but when it comes to thousands of people, okay, to manage that becomes very difficult. So that's where I find the Pixuate is a very good offering. Okay, excellent solution that fits in very well. Okay, I personally saw the demos and I've seen the kind of responses we are getting from across India. So that's where we found that the solution will not only cater to today's challenges, but it will definitely cater to upcoming challenges also. Like we are today only talking about COVID and the thermal problem, but everywhere it will become mandatory where people will say that I want to ensure that the person who is coming in does not have any kind of problem. So that's where I find that Pixuate definitely addresses quite well.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Akshita, can you throw some light on the solution that sir is talking about and how it is going to be beneficial in this scenario specifically?
Right, right. So our solution primarily caters to, as Sir said, mass movement, continuous movement areas. So that becomes our offices, that becomes our metro stations, railway stations, airports, all the public areas where there are people who might waste a lot of time walking in queues if you have to check their temperature or any other compliances one by one. So that is where using the Mobotix thermal camera, our analytics is able to read the temperature of multiple people. Here we are talking about 10 to 30 people at a time. So everybody's body temperature is checked automatically. We are accurate in terms of we check only the head temperature, forehead or the eye region temperature, as specific as that. So it is highly accurate. It is contactless. It is seamless. So you will not have people a need to walk or stop for checks. So along with temperature check, we are also doing multiple other analytics. As Sir said, we are doing mask detection. It will continuously check if somebody is not wearing a mask. We can raise an alert and they can be provided masks so that they'll enter the campus or a premise only after wearing a mask. We can even ensure a social distance check is maintained between the people, because that's the most important when everyone's entering a public place or a crowded place. So our solution will help in end-to-end compliance checks. Not only at the entrance, we can also continue to monitor masks and the social distance checks even when somebody is inside the premise. It will be along the working hours or 24/7. We even have some other interesting solutions. Say if you do not want today, with the number of people restricted in a premise, say in a meeting room, you do not want more than 5 people inside a room, we can give you a counter and ensure that a sixth person entering will be alerted saying that, okay, sixth person is not allowed inside this room today. So these are the various solutions we can stitch together and help people go back to their workplaces safely, and also use public transports and public places also with utmost precaution.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. Mr. Philip, can you please tell us how will you leverage and obtain key benefits from this association? How do you see that helping you?
Well, what we see right now is obviously with what's happened over the last 6 to 8 months, you're seeing a lot of solutions coming into the market. There's a lot of, let's say, marketing and pushing and, let's say, certain buzzwords being used. But ultimately, it's the solution itself and what it delivers. Because it's not just keeping safe. You've got to put technology in place to assist here. You can't just rely on a person being able to monitor 20, 30 people running around. You can't rely on social distancing because people forget. It's human nature. So technology assists here. And obviously, if you've got the right hardware and the right software that gives you the right results, but also the reporting behind it, even once, let's say, we get to the end of this scenario, which everyone's hoping comes quickly, we will be able to use these kind of solutions for other applications. Imagine the social distancing being used for queue management in larger retail units as well. It's better information for the retailers so they can understand their service aspect. So the applications right now are one set. It's for COVID. We need to be safer. We need to be healthier. But then these applications, these solutions can then be slightly modified or even used in conjunction with other requirements as well going forward. So any investment you do right now is something you're going to continue to use in your daily field. Now, one of the best things I've seen is obviously with face detection and mask detection being put in is not just, let's say, obviously airports, metro stations, schools, places like this, but also larger, let's say, industrial units, whether it's a manufacturing plant or whether it's an industrial park where people have to enter. And we all know right now the restrictions are one entrance point, one exit point. This slows down people. This makes people nervous. But by being able to see these people are wearing masks, these people are not, move to the side, put on a mask, everything speeds up, everything becomes safer. So what I see is the multitude of different applications and opportunities that we have right now collectively from a technology standpoint to help people get back to work, to help economies get back on their feet, and also to be able to assist to ensure and have that peace of mind that people need. And this is where I see the priority right now.
Yeah, that's very true. Can you also tell us, how this product will be helpful for the government currently and in future also? In what ways will it help governments in their operations?
One of the things we've seen is obviously a lot of governments have reacted very well, very strongly to this situation. And they've evaluated technologies, they've looked at the best measures forward. Some have been very reactive, very quick. Some have been reactive and then very flexible. Now, any solution that reduces the amount of work and time of deployment, because speed is key. And this is where I see it right now. It's being able to give a solution quickly, almost like a plug and play, where you deploy it with less infrastructure needed or existing infrastructure. That's one thing. It's a cost saving, it's a quick measure. But the second thing is also the reporting function. So if you can report the events or the triggers or the alarms, whatever we decide to call it, of any, let's say, temperature or any mask detection, this information and data going back to government and health authorities also allows them to see where there's a larger concentration of, let's say, possible risk or where it's less risk. And they can also organize whether it's traffic flow, people flow, where the investments need to happen, where they need to deploy more people. It's almost like an operational tool for the governments. But not just governments. Governments, obviously, priority, they look after the people. But individual institutions, if we look at schools and universities, especially for the children right now, where you have an operational tool to help schools get back to what they need to be. I mean, I'm not quite sure who has children here, but, getting stuck at home with 5, 6, 7-year-olds doing home learning is not the most fun thing around. Sorry, I can't hear you, Priya.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. So, Venkatesh, sir, can we have your take on how this product will help the governments and in how many ways and what ways can it help?
Some interesting offering that we see from Pixuate and Mobotix is that we have a very good case study where take places like Mumbai and Calcutta and all at the railway stations where people get in and get out, okay, and the number of people mass is very high. How do you ensure that, only X number of people are allowed to get in? Okay, so this is a kind of a solution which will, automate this process, make management much easier, okay, for the government. Okay, it gives him that right kind of security feeling for people who are going in. So I find that this offering is not only for the current challenges, but also for upcoming challenges. Today, the government of India is modernizing our airports, is modernizing our railway stations. So at the same time, crowd management becomes a very big problem. How do we address that? Okay, and India is known as the IT service capital of the world. We see thousands of people entering IT parks. Okay, how do you manage them? How do you ensure that, as my friends have been telling, that how do you ensure that you give them a safe environment? Okay, this is more I'm talking from the offices and manufacturing and railway station. This is a day-to-day life issue. Okay, and trying to make it easier, faster, manageable is what is most important. And I find that this combination of world-class solution from Mobotix, and I feel very proud to say made in India product from Pixuate, which is addressing world requirements, is definitely a great initiative. And the government of India is taking a lot of steps for ensuring Make in India projects get a right kind of foothold in the global market. And I think this is a beautiful fit over there.
Yeah, truly, sir. It's a proud thing for every Indian. Sir, I also wanted you to shed some light, on what is the response of Indian market for adopting latest technologies. Especially during this time when technology is so very important. What has been the response and the acceptability for in the Indian market?
Okay, if you take our last 6 to 8 months of challenges that India is, as a country, is facing, not only on the border side, okay, where the government is doing a very good job, but we are also facing a lot of digital challenges. If you see in the last 1 or 2 months, we are hearing that a lot of prominent people and a lot of industrialists are getting into cyber attacks. Today's report says that the amount of cyber attacks on India have increased by 58%. Okay, this is a very big challenge, and many of the companies in India have been addressing it quite well, and that is where iValue brings in a lot of value. Okay, where we offer comprehensive solutions on data, network, and application management. Okay, so managing today not only IT but also OT is becoming very important. So the vulnerabilities and the challenges are very, very high there. So it has been always our approach to bring in the best of the technologies from across the world. Okay, and this is why we represent only about 40 to 42 vendors who are well renowned in that field, who are very highly rated. If you see both the vendors here, like Mobotix is a beautiful product from a country like Germany, okay, where they get completely assembled, manufactured, and the kind of quality product they offer. Today we have case studies from them where almost ranging from up to 50-55 degrees high temperature to minus temperature. Mobotix solution has been running for years. Okay, Pixuate has done a fantastic job in Middle East. Okay, they have very good case studies there, and that's why we see that the acceptability in Indian market is going to be much easier, much faster. The companies have been responding positively. While we are very good in IT, we are very good in pharma sector also. So it's becoming very important for the leaders to ensure that they give a safe environment to their employees. Okay, and that's where I find that many of these solutions very well address these requirements.
Okay, sir. As you have observed that Pixate has done an excellent job, Akshata, can you tell us a little bit more about how does this intelligent thermal analytics solution actually function?
Right. Yeah. So this is a software analytics solution. So primarily what we use is a thermal camera. What we found is Mobotix thermal camera M16, what we are talking about, which has both thermal feed and the stereo vision. It's the RGB feed is giving us one of the best quality inputs, and that's where the overall as a solution we have one of the best accuracy solutions with the Mobotix thermal camera and our analytics. So what we do is, ideally, if you get visualize, we place this camera at the entrance or the entry points of any premise, and as people walk in, we are automatically capturing the body temperature of each and every person. Along with capturing the body temperature, our solution gives you a screenshot or a snapshot of the person, so that it's there in the records. Tomorrow, when as a report or an analytics, sometime in a week or 2 weeks later, when probably authorities or the HR department wants to trace, do a contact tracing or track, you are able to have a record of the person's screenshot, date and time entry stamp, and also along with temperature reading. If the person is recorded as a regular employee, we are also able to do a face recognition and mark attendance for the person. Today we are in R&D of doing face recognition even with a mask on. We are able to do, we are almost 60 to 70% accurate there, and in a few months we'll be able to launch full-fledged face recognition with mask as well. So as you understand, we are able to give you date and time stamp, person's screenshot, so that the person's entry is recorded along with the body temperature. This is for offices. When we are talking about public places, we ensure that the privacy of the people are maintained. So we only offer this analytics to the government or the authorities only as a temperature reading. And if there is someone having a higher temperature, which we consider as a fever symptom, then it is shown as in a separate window. Alert is given even as a mobile-based alert or a desktop alert, which can go to the security guard, which can go to the right authorities, so that that person is separated from the crowd as immediately as possible, and further checks are enabled. So this is how the solution works. It's a very simple plug and play setup, camera and in on-premise server, so that the privacy is maintained. It's real time. So these are the only elements that are involved in this solution.
Okay, since this application depends so heavily on the camera, I would request Philip, if you can tell us about the functionality of this M16B camera used in this thermal solution. Can you tell us a little more about that?
I mean, of course, I mean, it's great that my colleagues here have actually really promoted Mobotix. There's not much more I need to say on that. With the actual, and thank you guys, but with the actual product itself, so we've been making thermal cameras for a long time now. And obviously the thermal technology, the way it works is it measures surface temperatures. This is what a thermal sensor does. So, you know, when you have a fever, or basically if your body's hot, the blood goes to the surface and you measure that surface temperature. Now, it measures a range of temperatures. Just to clarify, this is not a diagnostic device. It's not for diagnosis. It's the same way a metal detector is used at an airport. Instead of someone physically checking you, you go through a machine, it pings, and then further investigation is needed. And this is the solution here, speed up. The M16 as a camera, it's an IoT-based camera. It's Linux processors inside. We've got probably the highest standard of cybersecurity protocols and procedures in the camera itself. And we've actually been doing this for many years. You know, cybercrime was mentioned before. This is something that we take very seriously at Mobotix. So all our products, all our IoT range of products actually have embedded protocols to safeguard against this. And it's a very big thing. The M16 has no moving parts either. So the return on investment, the reliability, the longevity of the product is second to none. I think we've got a mean time before failure of almost 9 years. So about 80,000 hours that we have on our products right now in the IoT range. It's IP rated as well, dual sensors. So you can have optical and thermal. You can even do an overlay as well if needed. So it does protect privacy. You can either have an optical image or just purely thermal. Obviously with the facial recognition, you use more the optical. So we actually use a product, or let's say our platforms tend to be very modular and flexible depending on the needs. This is why you don't see 164 products as an example, in the Mobotix range, we've got about 26, 27 different actual models, but all of these with the flexibility, the different sensors, and the different mounts that we use, you can actually increase the portfolio for any application. That's why it's so versatile in terms from a hardware point of view for this kind of solution. From a software point of view, obviously the software we use and we have inside the cameras themselves give the raw data to companies like Pixuate, and that's the raw data that's being used with their algorithms, whether it's deep learning or machine learning, to take that raw data and put it in a format which can be viewed, can be seen, can be understood, and can be used as well.
Okay. Philip, I also wanted to come back to you for another, question. This is how video technology in the current world that is heading towards digitalization, how important is this video technology that we have, and how relevant, what is the future here?
That's a very, very broad question. And you mentioned something before about how India is adopting new technologies as well. And, we look at new technologies all over the world, and obviously with iValue, the products they carry and what they do and the solutions they provide as well. You will always have a certain part of an industry or a country or a market that holds on to the older technology they're comfortable with. Not because they don't want the new technology, they want it tried and tested first. And some countries, even some cities in a country, have slower movement to new technology. Now, what we've seen in the past 8 months is even the most sort of, let's say, black and white viewed countries, the way they look at things, the blinkered ones, have become very open to new technologies right now. And I think India as well, obviously from our perception as Mobotix, is embracing new technologies far faster and more than it ever has before. And, ladies and gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. And I think it's come down to not only a need, but an understanding, because the messaging is getting better. So with, let's say, security cameras, again, I hesitate to use the word security, because security cameras, you can use a commodity item. You can go and buy a low-cost, let's say, camera. It gives you a view. In 2 years later, you're going to throw it away and replace it. It's what the actual product can do for you and what you do with that information. If you just record and then view, then yes, it's a security camera. If you take the recordings and the information and you utilize it in your application, in your environment to do other things, then it actually becomes a solution that you need. It's more than security, and we've gone way beyond security now. So for me, the products that we do as Mobotix are not security cameras. We can do that job blindfolded, right, as it were. But for us, it's more of a case of providing the solution that companies need for operational benefits, for asset management, for data-driven marketing, for health and safety. And that's where I see most of the technology going, towards health and safety, partly because of what's happened in recent months, but also it's brought health and safety more to the forefront because you need to protect your people. So everything's going to revolve around that. Once you get that fixed and resolved and optimized, then it will also lead into other factors, whether it's, economic growth, whether it's protection, whatever the case may be. So highly important.
Okay, Akshita, can we have your views on this? How important is the video technology in the current scenario, and what is the future from Indian point of view as well?
Right.
And
So,
also,
yeah,
another
please.
combined question is, I believe that you're working with some state governments. What are the which governments are you working with, and what are your plans for future in terms of alliance with governments?
Right. So what we are seeing is, along with the video technology, it's becoming more intelligent. And that's what is taking up, at least in India market. Very recently, we have seen some developed countries who have been started this earlier on, right? So what we are talking about is using the security cameras. As Philip rightly said, it's not just security. We are using it for automation. We are using it for efficiency enhancement. We have seen that, say, a lot of work from home monitoring is also done where there is a video technology that's being used, right? So we have ended up using technologies, video technologies, to take actions, to pick up intelligence and use the data points from that. It is no more a post-mortem solution. It is no more a recording tool. We want to take immediate actions, not use this after post-event in analysis, right? So that is where the video in technology is moving to. It is a symbiotic relationship between the camera hardware and the AI-based intelligence video analytics solutions, like how companies like we are providing, right? So both together, one, it increases the value which a customer gets from the investment. An investment in a camera, along with the software intelligence, gives them probably a 3x, 4x return in terms of what all they can do with these video feeds. And second part is, it makes it immediate. It avoids a lot of security issues, be it in terms of public surveillance. It's not only in terms of identifying somebody, it is understanding certain action like crowd management, what we discussed earlier, right? So if somebody knows that if a railway station platform can only hold up to 200 people, and if we are able to alert the authorities that once it is crossed 180, 190 persons entering the platform, we can start taking action so that more than 200 people are not in that platform, so that there is no other mishaps that can happen. So these are the things which we are capable to do today with a combination of hardware and software, with the advancements in AI and deep learning solutions, with improved cameras. And that is what is a higher uptake from the market, is also what we are seeing, be it enterprises or even state governments. Coming to the state governments, we have seen how smart city infrastructure is going to help implement such video analytics solutions. We have central server rooms, command centers, more and more cameras being connected across the cities. Along with that, we have seen when we have entered newly into the India market with the video analytics product, particularly in terms of recognition and the visibility we have been getting from the state governments. The Government of India's nodal agency called Technology Development Board has recognized our solution as one of the top 6 solutions that has been working on combating COVID. So that is one recognition. And also Karnataka government's startup cell has also recognized our solution both as a long-term video analytics player coming out of India, made in India, and becoming, probably in future, becoming a market leader. Along with that, even for the COVID situation solution itself, they showcased our technology last week, where the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Ashwath Narayan himself, unveiled our product, and they also took our solutions and spoke about it across the media and a lot of other key government departments as well. So the idea is that they are keen to use this thermal screening across all public buildings, where today, unfortunately, the government workers, being public servants, they are exposing themselves to risk. A lot of public buildings are becoming COVID hotspots, and there's a need for them to maintain or screen or improve the safety in such places as well.
Okay, that's very nice to know, Akshata. Sir, Venkatesh sir, I'll come back to you for your views on how video technology is become so relevant in this world, which is fast moving towards digitalization, and how what response you are seeing from the state governments.
The response has been quite positive. Okay, we are seeing multiple demos going on, various challenges that the state governments are facing. Okay, but the response has been really good. They are very positive, and they feel that, as Akshata added, that it will not only cater to present challenges but also for future requirements. Today, we use technology like RFID for attendance management kind of stuff. But using video analytics solutions, you can automate that process. Okay, so that's where we find that this has multiple uses. Okay, so state government and another key thing that we are seeing in India is that our highways are becoming bigger, better, and safer. So it's very important to have right kind of toll management solutions. Okay, that's where again Pixuate has a very good suite of solutions which can make toll management much easier and much faster. So we find various case studies, various requirements in state governments. We find that they are open to ideas. They have been very receptive to our kind of solution that we are offering. And I think this will go a long way in making our initiative that the Government of India has taken on smart cities and safe cities, where you will require traffic management, where you will require parking management solutions. So this kind of products will definitely help things become better, but faster, automated. Okay, and we will have a cohesive environment that is much required in today's kind of scenario, where you will not only feel safe, but you will also feel secure.
Right, sir, right. Totally agree with you. So I also wanted to share with you a little bit about Elets various initiatives in this virtual world. We have been prior to COVID, we were doing we were creating lot of knowledge sharing platforms, and now post COVID, we are doing a number of initiatives where we create these platforms virtually, and we have the top policymakers in the country and the top thought leaders in the country together at a common platform to thresh out issues which are relevant today. And on 21st of October, we are having our Elets Secure IT Summit, which will address a lot of challenges that the country is facing right now, and not only the country but the whole world is facing. This is a Secure IT ninth version of our Secure IT Summit, and we will have top policymakers from National E-Governance Division, from IT, from various state governments, from the central government, and we just hope that we get to know more about such products and initiatives on platforms like these, because state governments and policymakers are always looking out for solutions. And this also provides a lot of networking opportunities to the companies and startups which have their own solutions, which are so relevant now. And we hope for more association on platforms like these. And with this, I would like to thank you for all your time and your thoughts that you have shared here. We will leave this Elets Innovation Talk with a short video of our company, Elets Technomedia, and its various initiatives in education, health, banking, and e-governance.
विश्व में हमने युवाओं की IT एनर्जी के माध्यम से अपना एक रुतबा खड़ा किया है और भारत इसके बात के लिए गर्व कर सकता है। दुनिया में हम आंख में आंख मिला करके बात कर सकते हैं। और ये मेरा साथ मैं हमेशा कहता आया हूं, IT plus IT is equal to IT. Information technology plus Indian talent is equal to India tomorrow.
So that was a brief about our initiatives. I thank each one of our panelists for joining with us. Thank you so much, Akshata, Mr. Venkatesh, and Philip. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone. And speak to you soon. Thank you. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Thank you for the nice platform. We look forward to build on this.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.